Hello and welcome to Starship Sofa's HQ. Today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should watch Planet of the Apes, the original 1968 one. There's no better film in this kind of franchise if you ask me, and that pathetic one came out in 2001. You want to just scrap that altogether. These are 5 reasons why you need to watch Planet of the Apes. So yes, hello and welcome. Yes, today we're going to look at a film. Yes, we're getting away from books, and odd times we're going to go into films. But I want to kind of just hit on 5 points that I think what make Planet of the Apes, the original 1968 one. Like I say, the 2001 one with Mark Wahlberg. You know, and you just realise how bad it is. How, you know, can you watch it, you know, by itself and with no kind of comparison? It's all right. You watch it compared to that one and you just think, what have they done? Do you know what I mean? How can they kind of destroy that franchise anymore? But we're going to get away from that. We're going to say the 5 reasons why I think you should watch for the first time or again and again and again. Watch it, Planet of the Apes. So number 1 is when the actual, you know, Charlton Heston, the crash land in this lake and they come out, and then just subtly it starts, this music by Jerry Goldsmith composed the music, and it's just this kind of almost, you know, bizarre avant-garde kind of tinkling noise going on in the background, but it's just there to kind of build up the tension, and straight away it hooks you. The film hooks you there because you have got this tension because you know what's going to come. You know, you're kind of wanting to see apes. And like I say, in 1968, when this came out, you know, people were kind of flocking to see this film because they'd heard all about these kind of, you know, outstanding prosthetics that everyone was kind of wearing in the film. And it's, you know, it just kind of built the ground level, and this music, this eerie music is there, and the tension's building as they're walking along and walking through this desert. You know, you're kind of almost wanting these things to jump out at you. Do you know what I mean? So that is my number 1 reason why to watch this film. The second one, and I think this is like the kind of probably, it's, you know, because it's just such a remarkable little moment in the film. We've now met the apes, and like I say, even today, the standard of the mask they wore is outstanding. Do you know what I mean? I can remember watching this film, probably not when it came out. You know what I mean? I was born in '66, and this came out in '68. But not long after, then watching the TV series as well. And, you know, these apes were quite frightening. And, you know what I mean, they're just kind of, when you see them, when they're kind of caging the kind of humans, you know what I mean, and the kind of just brutality that they're carrying out of them, do you know what I mean? They're taking photographs over dead piles of them. They're hanging them up of like corpses. And I've actually even seen today that's going on, you know, in the kind of Middle East and some of the countries there. What's happening there now is barbaric. And it's this kind of reflection that's going on. And then there's one vital scene though, where, you know, Charlton Heston is kind of caged and kind of beaten. He's been beaten so many times, but this one time he's beaten enough, and he utters those words.
Take your stinking paws off me.
And that's where you kind of think, you know, like you say, this is our hero. Charlton Heston's our hero in this film, and this is the first time where he's fighting back. Do you know what I mean? And he's kind of fighting back there with words, and it's so powerful, you know what I mean? And like they say, even, you know, you kind of, the little friendship he's built up with, you know, Cornelius and Dr. Zira, you know, even that, they're stunned, do you know what I mean, by these kind of, you know, my God, a human spoke, you know, we're the filthiest, lowest of the lowest. And yet now, you know, it's all changing, and that's a crucial moment, a great moment in the film. I think number 3 for me as well, is like I just touched on there, is the kind of friendship, you know, that's kind of built up from Charlton Heston's tailor with, you know, Cornelius and Dr. Zira. You know, even, again, reflection today, you know, like even in kind of the world itself, you know, it's remarkable how kind of people, you know, friendships blossom, you know, out of kind of, you know, total incompatible, you know, sides. We've got friendships going, and I think that's you know, that kind of holds the film together, this friendship between Taylor, you know, they realise, you know, and they kind of just want to discover the truth. And they realise, you know, he's not an animal, you know, he's not the kind of lowest gutter level. You know, this human can teach them things, you know, he's got history, vocabulary, you know, he knows how to use guns and everything. And this kind of little bond they have, I think, sets the whole film in stone. Do you know what I mean? It kind of keeps it all together, kind of solidifies it, so you know there's that kind of little trust there between them. So that is the next one. Number 4 is, now I like this bit, you know what I mean, because it just proves as well there's some devious work going on, and it's where Charlton Heston's friend, you know, Landon, kind of comes back into the scene. You know, Taylor's trying to prove himself that, you know, everything we can speak, humans can speak, just get me friends and I'll show you. And, you know, they take them, because they're in the court, and they take them out and they have a look at, you know, they bring his friend, this Landon, back, and he turns his head to the side and he's got this big lobotomy scar on. And that's when you realise someone's trying to cover something up. Someone knows something else. There is something more. You know, we're not just kind of gutter level. Do you know what I mean? There's kind of high up in this kind of echelon of the kind of ape world. People know, you know, a kind of history, or, you know, are not giving it away. And that's a great, you know, kind of for the audience to say, right, there's something else going on. And like say, Charlton Heston just knows it as well. You know what I mean? Call him like a filthy beast. You know what I mean? And it's this massive kind of hook, you know, like horseshoe scar there, which just looks horrific. Do you know what I mean? Just hideous thing. And that's, you know, there's more to these, you know, there's more than what people's letting on to Charlton Heston. And the final, number 5 in this, the kind of why you should watch it again, is it has to be the ending. Do you know what I mean? It's, yeah, we've all, well, most of us have probably seen it, you know, so we know what the ending's coming. But when it came out in 1968, do you know what I mean? It was just a shock. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, we're no better than, you know what I mean? Kind of, we're even worse than the apes. We've destroyed ourselves. You know what I mean? They're kind of destroying the kind of the world. You know, they're on that kind of elevator going up to our, you know, but they certainly didn't reach our standards yet. And like I say, when you see Charlton Heston kind of just banging the sand in the ocean, and you've got this kind of derelict, you know, Statue of Liberty there, it's iconic. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of, it's like, it's almost iconic for the whole film industry. Do you know what I mean? This is one of the scenes where it just lasts forever. So yes, so there are my 5 reasons why you should watch Planet of the Apes again. Do you know what I mean? Some great little moments in there. It's a brilliant film. It still holds up today. Do you know, there was a scene there at the very beginning where I thought, oh, it's a bit quirky there, where Charlton Heston's sitting in the spaceship just before they kind of puts himself to sleep for this kind of almost status journey, and he's having a cigar. Do you know what I mean? I was like, right, times have changed there. I might not smoke on board spaceships now. But that was it, you know what I mean? That was the kind of the one quirky thing. Everything else just stands the test of time. Like you say, compare it to this kind of Mark Wahlberg, do you know what I mean, 2001 edition. It's just, do you know what I mean, head and shoulders above that. So let us know, is it head and shoulders above that? Or is it, you know, is it a kind of cheesy 60s film that kind of shouldn't really have gotten, you know, all, I think it was like, was it 5 films in the kind of making all together there? And the TV series, you know what I mean? So it's had some kind of longevity, this kind of little franchise. Was it worth it? Let me know. Put some comments below. Until next week, I would just like to say goodbye from me. I hope you enjoyed that show. Please think about subscribing. You will get the shows each and every time I release them. And why not check out the videos? Worst science fiction books I have ever picked. Oh, they're there. Check it out. And while you're on, subscribe to the newsletter. You get Starship Sofa's Volume 1 free. Fantastic writers in there. Just sign up for the newsletter and you'll get that.